Welcome to the Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, episode 24. I am one half of your host, Chris, the old school 3/4 reseller picker. Along beside me is Caleb, who is a quarter podcast host. Caleb from the old past. We are just two old guys selling full-time, part-time, anytime, sometime, something like that on platforms like eBay and whatnot. Introduce yourself, Caleb.
Hey guys, I'm Caleb, 1/4 of your host tonight, which kind of is an oxymoron because I make about two of you. So,
What are we talking about? Size wise or brain?
Yeah, so not brain. No, you make about three of me, I guess.
No. Trust me, no.
Size wise, now I got you though.
Size wise, maybe. Height wise.
Yeah, at least double there.
Yes, at least. Oh, I can't believe when I said that in my last video about being 3/4 of a reseller. I was so disappointed there was no short jokes in my comments. None.
I saved them for the podcast.
Break them out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so shocked and amazed that I had no short jokes. I was a little bit amazed about the response in that video, to be honest with you. 98% all positive comments.
Wow, that's good.
Super, not just positive comments, but just super supportive. I made a video we're talking about that came out, let's see, Monday, I guess you guys this time, about I'm no longer a full-time, in quotes, reseller, because about 20%, 25% of my money in the month of August came from YouTube. I don't know. We talked a little bit about it on the podcast last week. And I don't know, when you watch that video, we've already been discussing it a little bit backstage. What do you think qualifies someone as a reseller? I'm going to ask you that again after you watch my video, because I mentioned 3 different things. A lot of people say, oh, if you pay your bills, that makes you a full-time reseller. Some people said if you put in more than 40 hours a week, you was a full-time reseller. And some people based it on if you had another job or didn't have another job. If you didn't have another job, you're a full-time reseller. Or they could be some more. I don't know, but that's the 3 that I thought of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right?
Well, yeah.
But I kind of feel like if it's the way you personally provide for your family. Now, if you're doing it like truly on the side, you're working a 40+ hour a week job. Okay, I'll do it like this. When me and Tanya started, I was still working about 60 to 65 hours a week. I had to work a lot of Saturdays, so my sourcing was limited, but we was still selling stuff. I had like 400 or 500 listings. I spent probably 10 to 15 hours a week on eBay.
Right.
I made like $40,000 a year at my job, but I was hitting my stride making like $20,000 a year on eBay. So would you call me a half-time, part-time, because I made half the income, and that was true income, not taxable. Right. If you go over to my job, 40,000 was taxable. So I probably made about, 33,000, 34,000, 35,000. I don't know what it would be. So, I mean, I wasn't way far off, but I don't know. It's just, to me now, this is what I do. I'm very limited in what I do. So this is what we do for a living. My wife works a true part-time job 3 days a week, 3 8-hour days a week. And I mean, that's 24 hours. You want to call her part-time or you want to call her full-time? I mean, that's her.
I'm not calling Tanya nothing.
You better watch it.
I ain't calling her nothing.
Yeah.
She whooped me.
She will.
Did she ever make a comment about me talking like her that one video?
I don't know. I can't remember 5 minutes ago, much less 2 weeks ago.
That's why we have our names on here. Caleb can't remember our names.
I done forgot you was 3/4 of a reseller till I looked over.
Yeah, I mean, I had, and I don't want to just make this episode about that because we kind of dove into it a little bit last week.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, it's just, I don't know. Most people agreed with what I said in the video. What's it matter? Number one, who cares? Number two, whose business is it? Number three,
yeah,
most people went down that road with their comments, and that's where I'm at with it 100%. But for whatever reason, it's highly talked about in YouTube chats, YouTube lives, YouTube comments, Facebook groups, and that type of stuff. And I don't know. It just, who cares? Who cares? I mean, how many of my bills are you paying, Caleb? And how many of yours am I paying of yours?
I've actually paid a few of yours, but
wait, what? No, don't say that.
Now the rumors will start.
Oh my goodness! Now it's like, oh, Caleb, Chris is living off Caleb, mooching. I'm a moocher.
I did buy you that inversion table to try to stretch you out and make you taller, though.
Yeah, that was a Christmas gift.
Yeah, Christmas last year. It didn't work, by the way.
Speaking of holidays, are we going to dress up like Halloween?
Man, I dress up every day. I'm always something ugly.
Oh, come on, let's do something. Leave in the comments what you want to see us dress up as. Come on.
Chris dressing up as CM Punk. Just throw a shirt on. You're good to go.
That's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
What's next Tuesday?
Halloween.
No, really? No, it ain't.
No.
Where are you at? Wrong.
Oh God moment.
Oh my God.
Oh God moment.
Okay, I thought I was out of there for a minute. I didn't know.
It is on a Tuesday though. I looked the other day.
What good timing.
Yes, let's see. Wait. I can't even work it. Yes. Hey, this just in. Halloween comes on October 31st this year.
Who knew?
Oh my goodness, this is going to be one of those episodes.
Who knew?
But yeah, I was looking for one comment on that video and I cannot find it, and it's driving me nuts. And I was hoping you would keep talking until I did find it.
Well, I could keep talking. I ain't going to promise it'll be interesting.
Oh well, I mean, nothing we ever say is interesting. We're not that kind of podcast.
Well, let's break a little news while you're looking. Why don't we?
Okay, let's break some news.
We cannot wait.
Boom.
Until next week.
Halloween.
Next week. To see Rocky Top Picker on the podcast with us.
On the podcast.
He is our next guest next week.
Yes, episode 25. Ben, Rocky Top Picker, a.k.a. Cool Kevin.
Yes.
Will be here on the podcast. Live and in charge. Have you talked to him yet? Does he know he's going to be on here?
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
He kind of spilled the beans on his podcast over there. So yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So he knows he's going to be here.
He knows he's going to be here. He told me, he said, if you guys ever need some real old guy help over there, let him know. And I was like, oh yeah. So he's going to make it for 1 week only, the 3 old guys reselling podcast.
2 old guys and a notary guy.
There you go. Maybe 2 old guys and a relic or antique or
well, we get,
old man or something.
we get called decrepit all the time. So
well, hey, I look older than him. Look at all this gray hair. Ben's got that blonde.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you see it.
The hair. The hair you're talking about.
That little bit of hair.
Yes, I had to ease into the camera there.
You've got quite a bit going on yourself, Mostly,
I got quite a bit gray. My hair's good though. I got plenty of hair.
I know mine's leaving me.
Now, I will say this: I used to shave my head, and I have noticed the last 2 or 3 years that when I shave my head, that old hairline's getting a little further back than it used to be.
Yeah.
But
you've seen the picture of me. I used to have hair all over my head.
Yes. Caleb used to have a fro.
I never had a fro. I did have the hair that would go down and it would get to about right here. Right here. And it would go straight out.
Yeah. Like that old cow lick.
I could pull it down to like my nose. That's how long it was. When I was
mine was actually that long 2 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. But I always wore a hat in my videos, so nobody ever knew it. Because I pulled it back, put it in a hat, nobody ever knew it. But it was actually, I could put my hair in my mouth. It was that long.
So you could have been Cool Kevin before.
I was working on my Cool Kevin look. Yes.
Yeah, you put you the band. That's what you should do. You should dress up as Cool Kevin when Cool Kevin's on the podcast, and then I'll have trouble figuring out which one's which.
Mm. Who are you going to dress up as?
I'll dress up as Peyton Manning, and I'll just sit here and hold a football the whole show. I'll be like, "Hey guys, I'm Peyton Manning." You know what I did? Oh man, that made me think. One year when I was like 11, 12, 10, something like that, I had just discovered wrestling, right? Like that year before, something like that. Mom was always sewing, all the time sewing something. So she made me a jacket with the streamers coming off the arms. I had the glasses. I had the glitter cowboy hat. I was the Macho Man, son.
Oh, that's awesome. Do we have a picture of that anywhere? Is there?
I do, but finding it is, that's the fun part.
Tanya.
Yeah, no,
I need to see that picture in my life.
Yeah, well, maybe that'll be how long it'll take. By the time you're 70,
well, that's only 20 years.
Yeah, I might find it by then.
Oh yeah, Tanya, we need to see that picture. Everybody, leave it in the comments if you want Tanya to show us that picture for sure. Because number one, we're Macho Man fans, but number two, Caleb in a Macho Man outfit.
Now, remember, I was little.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. I dressed up as Sting one time too. I had the crow white, all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't have the long hair, but everything else I had it going on.
Before we went live, I was actually before I came out here, I was watching some Facebook, their videos, their little short videos. It may have been YouTube shorts or something. I don't know. It was one of them. I was just watching some short videos, and I went down a rabbit hole of watching some wrestling ones. Oh. And I was watching a wrestling one where a fan jumped in the ring and Macho Man just beat the tar out of him. Oh, it was so funny. I was laughing so much.
You didn't do that crap, man. They'd nail you. And
Macho Man was throwing the security guards off of him so he could get to me. I'm not kidding. It was great.
Goodness. Yeah, I remember seeing some of that stuff happen. That was good times.
It was good times. Wrestling will never be the same.
No.
All right, so a lot to talk about. No longer a full-time reseller. I'm still going to call myself one, though, just to make my haters mad. Caleb is a quarter podcast host.
That's me.
Actually, you'll move up to a third next week, though.
That's a little better.
Mm-hmm.
A third is a little better than a quarter, right? Yeah, it's a little better.
A little bit.
But after that, do I go back down to a quarter? Or?
Nah, we're going to graduate you. You're 50-50. I don't know if you know this or not.
Okay.
Actually, you've got all the money. I'm a quarter. I'm a zero podcast.
I got all the money. Where's all the money at?
You got all the podcast money?
Oh, yeah, I do. I got all 20. It's like $21 now.
See, guys, I'm not starving to death because I don't even need the $10.50 that Caleb owes me. I don't even need it right now. So all the people that think I'm starving because of lack of eBay sales, I'm good. We're not starving. We're eating. My Lord, people can't look at me and tell me I ain't eating good. Come on. I'm as big around as I am tall. What people want?
Did you move your table?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on wheels. I move it.
Okay.
My shipping table. Yeah, it's on wheels. Yeah, that's something special. A little bit later
in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got some viewer mail.
Did you get it, or is it for me?
It's for me. I got 2 viewer mails
from the podcast or from your channel.
Well, one of them's Kathy, so
that's
channel, I guess.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about the viewer mail right now?
Go for it. I'm ready. I can't hold it in.
Well,
I gotta see it.
The other one I've not opened yet. I opened the box and I've not looked in it yet, and I got it 2 or 3 days ago.
I'm kind of scared.
It's from our good friends, Corey
Oh no.
at
Oh no.
Grounds and Pops Vintage. And I want to show you, I've got all the important information, I think, marked out. But I want to show you the address label if you could see it. Let's see, right there. See it? Chris Cunningham, CEO, care of Chris, and then he has
Beep.
Old School Picker, and he has it starred out.
That's great.
Spelled out perfectly. So, Corey, I did notice.
That's
Now,
awesome.
I'm going to open this stuff off camera because I'm not went through it yet. And with Corey, you never know.
That's true.
But it's right here. The box is right here.
Now I'm
pull
getting
one item out at a time here.
I'm a little concerned. It's
an 8x6x4 box, right? Yeah.
Okay, so there can't be too much trouble
But
in
it's packed. It's packed.
Oh,
the first item. You just called me this a minute ago.
Uh-oh. Hey, look at that.
Best in the world, CM Punk.
Hold it right beside your face.
Am
I right? That's Chris. Am I right or am I right? That is Chris. That is Chris right there.
Best of the world, CM Punk 3-disc wrestling set. So thank you very much, Corey. That's pretty cool. I think I made him feel bad last week when he sent you all that cool stuff and sent me nothing.
Well, you got more.
And I'm opening this from the bottom up.
Oh, okay.
So there's probably a card or something in here.
Probably.
Next item.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Man, why do you get all the good stuff?
I know. The Best of Raw 25th anniversary 1993 to 2008 DVD set, and it's a hologram.
Who's your favorite one on that box?
Okay, it's John Cena, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels. I know who my least favorite is right off.
Who's that?
Bret Hart. I never.
What?
I never liked him. He was horrible. He was a horrible. He was good, great in the ring. He was. I'm not going to deny that.
Yes.
Horrible on the mic. Horrible character. Horrible.
No.
My favorite, honestly, a dark horse here. Most people's not going to think this. Probably my favorite one on there is Triple H.
Triple H was my favorite for a long time.
Man, I loved him.
He was great.
Loved him. And he was the only one of all of them to smart enough to marry the boss's daughter.
And now he runs the business, right? Pretty much.
Well, they actually sold to McMahon. Don't own them no more.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I mean, he's still kind of.
He's the head
or something.
Head of talent, I believe. So
yeah. He's set.
Next item. Are you ready?
Is this the prices right? Do I get to bid? Because I'll give $1 for both of those right now.
Oh, this is a cool one. The history of the
championship
world, WWE championships.
I bet I could probably do that right off the top of my head.
No, you can't.
You want to try?
Yeah. Who fought for the championship match in 1971 at Madison Square Garden?
Why don't you go back beyond my day there a little bit?
Well, you said you could name it. I started with number 1.
Buddy Rogers.
No. Ivan Koloff and Pedro Morales.
Pedro Morales was one of the first champions.
Okay.
Maybe the first. Buddy Rogers was the first.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Corey. Thanks.
Next item.
Oh,
this is great entertainment for our podcast listeners.
Yes. He's getting all kinds of wrestling DVDs.
That's what he's trying to do. Corey, he thinks he's sneaky, but he's trying to ruin our podcast by showing stuff on a podcast.
He's like, I'll fix them on Spotify. Yeah.
This is a good one.
That just means they got to come watch it on YouTube. You got to be kidding me.
The True Story of WrestleMania DVD set.
Man, I'm so jealous.
Look at young Vince there.
That's like 50 years ago.
That is a while back.
The picture, yeah. He looks horrible. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he looks bad. You seen his little pencil mustache?
Yes, he looks horrible.
So funny. We'll get back into reselling podcasts later, guys.
We're on the portion that's wrestling right now.
Yeah. It's Corey's fault. He's wrecking our podcast.
Yep.
Next item. I believe this is the last item. Yes, and then there's a card. Ready?
Maybe.
The Best of SmackDown 10th anniversary.
I just sold that like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, here's the rundown of who's on the cover of this one. Rey Mysterio, The Rock, Batista, Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, and Jeff Hardy.
Who's your favorite out of that group?
That's a tough one. Because I will say that I guess my least favorite on that one, but I don't hate him. I do like him, but out of that group, that's a tough group. Oh, man.
Jeff Hardy would be my least favorite on that group.
It would be between him, Batista, or possibly Rey Mysterio.
I would probably say Hardy, then Batista.
So that leaves...
Then Edge.
Yeah, that leaves The Rock, The Undertaker. This episode's going to do so bad. The Rock, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, and Edge. Man, I tell you right now, I love me some Eddie Guerrero.
He was the man now. He was good.
That whole deal he had with China and Mamacita. And then he was cheap to win and all that. I love that.
My gosh.
All right, we got time to read a card?
Yeah, go for it.
Or read a letter.
A letter.
Oh, I got me some Grams and Pops Vintage stickers. Everybody watching on YouTube, get your camera ready.
Hey, you got a different one than I got.
Oh, I probably got the old ones.
I got that one. Okay, I can't hold that up.
Oh, yeah, I got the old ones. I already had some.
Little shout out for, hey, look who's number one on my list, though.
Grams and Pops Vintage. Yeah, me, of course.
Yeah. There's Cool Kevin right there. He's going to be here next week.
All right. He wrote the letter and he wrote, Dear Chris, and he done the stars again with Old School Picker. I didn't want to send anything with Alabama on it to you, but I thought maybe these would make up for my insensitive gifts to Caleb. Feel free to keep, sell. No lie. This says this. Feel free to keep, sell, or taunt Caleb with them at your discretion.
You've already done that. You didn't even have
to Graham, the Pops Vintage, Corey, and Teresa. Yeah, I done that without permission.
Yeah,
Thanks for giving me permission, Corey, but I already did that.
I got to go unsubscribe from them real quick. I'll be right back. Just
make sure to unsubscribe from their podcast.
Yeah, the podcast, all of it, done with everything.
No, you can unsubscribe from the podcast.
No, Ken's there. I can't leave
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So Corey, Teresa, thank you guys very much. That means a lot to me. Look at that stack of DVDs right there.
Yeah, thanks, Corey.
Look at that. So yeah, I got viewer mail.
Good for you, buddy. That didn't work out real great. That was a little better that time.
Okay, speaking of more viewer mail, this is the part, about 3 hours ago, I messaged you and said, I apologize in advance. You're going to hate me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Next viewer mail.
Wait, is this not Kathy?
This is Kathy.
Okay, yeah.
Sent me a good looking homemade card.
She makes good cards.
Oh, look at this, buddy. This is all fancy right here.
Fancy. For all you Spotify folks, come by YouTube and check it. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
A pop-up card.
Huh?
That's pretty ingenious right there.
Oh, fancy.
Crafty Kathy.
Yep. All right. It says Chris and Shannon, not Chris and Caleb. Chris and Shannon.
Yeah.
This box is from my husband.
Oh, gosh.
Her husband, Tom. He collected replicas of old-fashioned toys and kept them in a drawer for our grandchildren. They don't seem interested anymore, so he's sending them to you, Kathy. And then he also enclosed a router, a computer router. It's only a couple years old. We bought it from CenturyNet when our old one went out. Then they put in fiber optic cable and the router doesn't work with it. So he's sending it to you. I threw it in and with a couple other things. There was a couple of stamping up stuff in there. Things just to fill the box. As always, do what you want with the stuff, Kathy. So I'll tell you what she sent me or her husband, I guess, technically, sent me a bunch of vintage replica of toys. So yesterday, this was one of my funnest boxes I've ever got from Kathy.
Oh, really?
Me and my wife opened it up and we sat there and played with these old-fashioned toys for like 45 minutes. Then we put them up, we start cooking supper. And CJ gets home and we show them to him. And from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock, me and CJ are playing with this stuff, absolutely driving Shannon crazy.
Oh, boy.
That was the slide whistle was CJ's favorite. And I said, oh, I've got a better idea. I'm going to use them on the podcast and drive Caleb crazy with them. That was the slide whistle was CJ's favorite. My favorite was, Caleb, this is your father speaking. It's a little mini megaphone.
You got to be kidding me.
This is no lie. I sat here and talked to my wife for 3 hours last night out of this megaphone.
It's a wonder you're here.
I told her, I said, I'm gonna use it for the whole podcast.
You should do that. Go ahead.
I might just do it.
Oh.
So thank you, Kathy.
Oh, wow. That is.
I'm telling you, I'm so easily entertained. It ain't even funny. I'm not kidding. For 3 hours, I talked in that thing. Not every now and then.
I feel like I need to send Shannon a care package or something for that. You gone. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. I didn't turn it off either, but it was kind of nice. For all of you watching, Chris just lost his sound. Can't unmute. Oh, bye, Chris. We needed relief somehow. Finally got it. Chris has left the building. So this is now officially the One Old Guy Reselling Podcast. I guess. Chris, are you coming back? Do you have to come back? Or this was going pretty good.
Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately. My goodness.
Oh, now I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
No, it was actually kind of nice. You might ought to leave again.
Yeah, I guess that's the what I get for bringing out the toys. But
I didn't do it.
Stuff. You remember these things?
Yes, I do.
What was them called?
Gyro wheel or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Pretty awesome. Look.
Oh, the pinball games.
Oh, yeah. Not one.
Cool.
Two. This one's awesome right here.
Oh, that's neat. I like that.
It's just awesome stuff. I mean, it was a big box. A big box. I've got all kinds of stuff laying on the table. But my favorite was the microphone.
Mute you again. There we go. That's better. Had to mute you for a second.
Well, if there's anybody listening to the podcast on their headphones, I apologize.
Yeah, you just run off about 20 of our viewers.
Well, I just blowed their eardrums out, probably.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you so much, Kathy. I sure do appreciate you. My wife, Shannon said, she just looked about 9 o'clock. She was really getting tired of it. I ain't gonna lie. And she looked at me and she said, I thought Kathy liked me.
Tell her I share that sentiment.
I said, well, she just obviously don't know me because I'm telling you right now, you know, when I was a teenager, I remember actually doing it when me and Shannon first got together, started dating and and when we first got married, I'd go down the toy aisle and I'd hit every button. I was that guy.
I was about to say, use that guy. Huh?
I was that guy and still am that guy.
Was you the guy that would go through back in the day when Walmart had radios on the wall, turn one on, crank it?
No, I would not do that. That used to annoy me. I would turn them on and stuff, but I wouldn't crank them. Oh, yeah. Was you into the booming?
For a little while. About 6 months.
Yeah, I was probably for about 2 years, like my junior and senior year.
Yeah, I had a system in my car, and it would kind of like bounce as you went down the road.
Yeah. What was your first car?
The first one I bought.
Yeah. Well, the first one you had, first one you drove. What was you driving at 16 when you first started driving, or however old?
1983 GMC Sierra. It was my grandpa's. I drove it for like a month, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then I got a 95 Dodge Dakota 5-speed. That was my first vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I remember those because I bought a 95 Ford. My first ever vehicle that I bought new was a 95 Ford Ranger, and I almost bought the 95 Dodge Dakota instead because they were the mid-size truck and the Rangers were the small truck. But I bought the Ranger because it was cheaper.
It was 95, 96 when Dodge went from that square to that rounded. Mine was the square. Yeah. So
did it have that? It had, one of those had a pretty good sized motor in it, V6, like a 4.0 or something like that.
Yeah, they had a mean little V6. It would get they would scoot. Mine was the 4-cylinder, and it would barely make it to where it was going.
But the first ever vehicle I had. Now, I was born in 1977. I started driving, I guess, in 1993 because I graduated in 95. So 92 or 93, I guess, was a 1977 Ford F-150.
Oh, nice.
Same year I was born.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. It was candy apple red. It looked good at one time till my dad rolled it. Yeah, but it was after I was done with it. I drove it all through high school. Once I graduated high school and went to work, I bought the Ford Ranger, and I gave him because he gave me that truck, so I gave it to him back because I didn't no longer need it. And but yeah, it's a nice truck. It was a 302 automatic 1977 truck. You didn't see many automatics back then.
No, that sounds like my niece will be jealous. She likes those trucks about that time frame, mid-70s. They were pretty trucks, though. The mid-80s, the mid-70s up to the mid-80s, Ford and Chevy had it figured out. Then they had to go and hit the 90s.
Listen, I'm not a Chevrolet guy. I'm not. But those mid-90 S10s, square body S10s, man.
A lot of people would buy them and put a 350 in them, son, and they'd be bad news.
Oh, we got to quit talking about this. That was the quarter portion of the non-reseller I am. So let's get to talking about reselling now that we're 33 minutes in and absolutely zero people are listening. Because between the megaphone, between all that and all the wrestling talk and the what cars we used to drive, this has got totally off topic. But anyways, sales, you've been blowing up, brother.
Blowing up indeed. We had a killer weekend again. Well, had a killer weekend 2 weeks ago, had a good weekend last weekend, had another killer weekend this weekend. Sold a little over $1,100. So.
Big
time. It.
I had the craziest weekend possibly ever. Possibly ever on eBay. Friday, I had $218 in sales.
It's a good day.
That's solid for a Friday because usually as far as the weekend goes, Friday's a lot of times my slowest day. I think a lot of people go out after work on Friday and go out and eat and that type of stuff. So I was like, 218 Friday, it's going to be a good weekend.
Yep, take it all day.
Saturday, apparently everybody's that likes my eBay stuff is college football fans because I had one sale for $18 after a $218 day. Just a difference of $200.
That's all.
So I thought, you know what? Saturday was bad. Sunday's going to be a bounce back. Well, I doubled my sales. I had two for $39. $39. So,
doubled your money too, nearly.
I absolutely give up on the weekend. I had, good day Friday, horrible Saturday, horrible Sunday, horrible. Okay, so I was out here shipping Monday. out here shipping, because I shipped some of those orders from Friday. So, I had one or two from Friday, the one from Saturday, the two from Sunday. I sold one before I got out here. Let's see, Monday. So I had 6 orders to ship Monday. 6. Needless to say, it didn't take 30 minutes, at the most. While I was out here printing labels, my phone absolutely, I thought it was going to blow up. I'm serious when I say this. I thought my phone was going to blow up. I told you earlier 10, but actually that one sale was before I came out here. So I had 9 sales Monday within a 2.5 to 3 hour period.
Wow.
It was so weird. Weird.
That's a lot in 2 hours.
So Monday I ended up, because I had the one before, I ended up having 10 sales Monday. Still not a crazy amount of money, but 10 sales is really good for me for $279.
That's good.
The only thing I can figure is I did send out a lot of offers on Saturdays and Sundays, because some of those sales on Monday were from offers that I had sent. And it was like, it's like the offers or something all went through on Monday, or maybe it was a coincidence and everybody just decided to check their offers on Monday or what. I don't know, but I'm still not convinced there's not something wrong with eBay's offer system. I'm not convinced.
There is.
I think there is. Because I'm telling you, it was one cha-ching after another Monday. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I know people think I'm crazy in here playing with my vintage antique replica toys, but I'm not crazy. That's exactly what happened Monday.
Yeah.
And then after that 2.5, 3 hour span, crickets.
Something hit me on the head. I was just making sure it wasn't a spider.
Oh, there's one on your head.
No, there's not.
Lean over. Yeah, it is. It's crawling.
No. That ain't going to work.
Darn it.
Man. I'm just going to check around real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy, we're having all kinds of issues. My mic went out. My whole internet connection. I lost my whole internet connection.
Oh, yeah. It was a nice little break.
Yeah, I can imagine. It happened right during
after the mini. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really weird, really crazy. I'm still convinced there's something wrong with the eBay offer system.
I actually bought something. When was that? This weekend. And I made an offer. And it made me put what payment method I would prefer to pay with. If they accepted, they would automatically take it out.
Right.
So that is the thing on make an offer. It's not a thing on
sending offers.
Like, yeah, if they respond to your offer, it's still not a thing, which I thought it was supposed to like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, I took off all. I may still have it on a few items, but I can tell you in just a minute. I think I took up. You still have best offer on everything? No, you ain't got
offer on nothing.
Okay.
I quit that 2 years ago because I was tired of people offering me $1 for a $50 item. I actually had an email the other day, a message. Somebody, it was a Santa Claus figure. It was like $50 or $60. And they said, could you please sell me this for $3? My grandmother will be heartbroken if I don't replace the one she had when I was a child. And I was like, are you kidding? I can't even ship this thing for $3. I can't even buy box and packaging materials. And hey, that's a Santa Claus. What is he doing?
Remember them things that you push on the bottom and they dance?
Dancing. He's dancing.
Remember you push them on
the
bottom?
I remember them. Yep.
You said Santa Claus, so that made me think of it.
Yep.
But yeah, you have free shipping, so yeah, you can't hardly take.
I mean, $3 though on a $60. I said no, thank you, and went on and blocked them right then.
Well,
would you have blocked them? That's a good question. Would you have blocked that person?
Probably not.
I mean, they're probably not going to buy anything anyway, but
Right. Yeah. I mean, I probably wouldn't have blocked them. I did block somebody today, though, but that's a whole
that's
other
the
story.
last one I've blocked, I think.
Yeah. I usually don't block people. But, yeah, I have.
Yeah, you have.
I just looked, though. I have 760 active listings.
I
And I
thought
have
you were going to say you had 760 people blocked.
no. Oh, I probably do. I probably got more than that. You got to remember, though, it's a 21, 22-year-old account.
Yeah.
But I have best offer only on 9 items.
Oh, wow.
So,
And you're up to 700 listings again?
760.
You're climbing back up there.
I'm getting back up there, which is meaning a lot of the stuff I'm selling is not, or listings not selling. I mean, that's what that means. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you want to count Monday in the weekend sales, is okay.
Yeah.
But it was the weirdest thing ever. I had great Friday, great Monday, but in between that, the bread was good, but whatever was in between the bread, Saturday and Sunday, was absolutely a train wreck.
Wow.
It's weird. It's weird. eBay is so weird.
Let's talk about something else you did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I need to get my slide whistle out.
Yeah, get it out because this is a milestone occasion. Chris hit 10K on his first video ever, 10K views. Yay!
Yay! It only took me 4 years to finally get a 10K video. It was actually last year's 2022. It was one of my Highway 127 videos. I knew it was going to go over this year because right around the end of June, yeah. And sometime in July, I looked at it and it was like 9,800 something. I knew the 127 sale was coming up, so I was like, yeah, it's going to get 200 hits at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first ever video over 10K out of 460 videos.
Now you just got to make 400 more to get that.
Oh my goodness. Don't tell me that. I will quit today. I will be back to being a full-time reseller.
Oh, back to being a full-time and just a part-time YouTuber then, right?
Nah, 0-time YouTuber if it takes me 450 more videos to get another 10K video.
You're not going to quit the podcast, though.
No.
Okay.
You ain't that lucky.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't that lucky, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that loud?
I'm fixing to mute you again.
Oh,
I mean,
Kathy.
You're fixing to get muted again, not by me. I didn't do that.
Yeah. Kathy, Caleb, appreciate you.
Yep. Actually, I do. Let's just stop right there for a second. And let's out of nowhere, hit our sale of the week.
Okay. Out of nowhere. Boom.
Out of nowhere. All right. Sale of the week. Mine, I don't get to say this, so I'm going to say it. It's Kathy time.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a good one, too.
Ooh.
So I picked this up at a yard sale probably maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. It's a Stampin' Up! Paper cutter, paper shaper is what it's called, but it's the whale tail. It's retired, and apparently it's made out of gold or something. It sold for $90.
Wow.
Yeah, big time. I was like, man, that's cool. And the thing about it was when I listed it, they was like 10 solds were all selling for like 80 and 90 and $100. I'm like, goodness. It's just a paper, one of the like that big, the black.
The punches, paper punch.
Yeah, paper punch, and it was good.
That is good.
So thank you, Kathy, for educating this community.
She has. Thank you for sending me the toys too. But yeah, sale of the week. I had a really cool sale. I've not shipped it yet. I'm gonna ship it tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and talk about it, which ruins my OSP channel. It's not a big money sale, but man, you're gonna appreciate it. I think. I know I do because I love it, and I almost didn't list it. I almost kept it.
Ooh, I like that.
Masters of the Universe color and activity book.
How many pages have you colored before you sold it?
Oh, yeah, I did think about it. It has 0 coloring in it.
It's pretty cool.
So I listed it as new old stock. It's not huge money. I mean, it's a coloring book, people. It was probably $1 when it was first printed.
Yeah.
Or probably not even that. I don't know. Does it have a price on it? I don't see one. But it does. 99 cents.
Yep.
So it was 99 cents.
That was the standard back in the day.
Yeah. But I listed it for $19.99 and I sent a best offer on it for 10% off, $17.99, and somebody bought it. So I sold it for $17.99. But it's super cool.
That inflation's really hit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, $18 for a coloring book. Come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, I do have another one up here. Did I show you those? Didn't I show you those when you come here last time?
I don't know.
I don't know if I did or not. But anyways, yeah, I sold the He-Man one. But I also have a Spider-Man one too.
Marvin looks so mad. He looks like he's looking at you and he's so mad.
He's so bad. He's like, give me that microphone.
Don't give him the microphone. Take the microphone away.
Oh, I wish he had hands where I could put it.
If he says something, I'm gone, okay? That would be weird. Really, really weird. Hey, I used to have one of those. Made all them cool noises.
Yeah, this is a Minion one.
I drove my mom crazy with the one I had. It made all kinds of them noises.
I mean, ask Shannon.
Hey, put that up to the megaphone and see what it does through that.
Ooh, it's a great idea.
Yeah. It ain't picking up, is it?
Can't hear it, can you?
No, it ain't doing much.
I bet we lost 20 subs in this video.
Well, guys, it's been good.
It's been a good run, guys. We almost got 750 subs.
Sorry, Ben, you can't be here.
Yeah, sorry, Ben, you're canceled.
Oh,
we might be the next cancel this podcast.
Yeah, for real.
So, sale of the week. Sales have been smoking for Caleb, and mine have been just super, super, super inconsistent. But whatever. I don't even care.
I mean, if you was a full-time reseller, you could get
right. If I was full-time, I would care. Since I'm not, I don't.
You give about 3/4 of care.
So. Yeah, probably less than that, honestly.
Did you have trouble getting on the Ferris wheel when you was a kid?
Uh-oh,
gotta be this tall. Gotta be this tall.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the dad joke. Sorry.
No.
No, that was the short joke you've been waiting on. I still can't believe I didn't get any short jokes on that. People just don't know, do they?
You would think they did. If they go back, all right, go back and watch the Highway 127 picking the plateau, and you'll see.
Oh, I know.
You'll see Rey Mysterio and the Big Show over here.
It was bad. It was like that first time Andre the Giant came to WWF and McMahon puts him on. He's 7 foot tall, anyways.
And he's got his arm on him, like
McMahon puts him on top of a box to make him look even taller. That's basically what the podcast or the meetup looked like with me and Kate.
Yep. Yeah, I put my microphone on a tripod like 6 foot above my desk to make me look the same height as Chris.
Yeah.
That way we look the same.
Okay. Now that we're 48 minutes in,
what can we have minimal podcast?
Leave in the comments, Chris and his toys drove me nuts. If you're still here, leave that in the comments. Chris and his toys drove me nuts.
We won't have one comment like that, probably.
I really, that people commented on that as soon as I break them out.
They'll be like, oh my gosh.
But I meant to talk about this earlier, but you was talking about my YouTube channel and all the milestones I've hit lately. By the way, that last video Monday is really, really doing good. But you hit a milestone on YouTube too there, buddy.
What's that? What's YouTube?
Yeah, big 100 subs. So when is that first video coming out?
I filmed, and I've had a crazy week, so I've still got to edit, but it will be out. Mark it down. Keep watching.
Let me mark it.
Keep looking. Keep checking, because it will be out. But no.
I thought you was going to give me a date.
Oh, I can't do that. No. No. But I did some filming here in the shed.
I don't want to hear about some filming. You was telling me about you doing some filming 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that was yard sale footage.
Okay, where's that video?
It's in the works.
Oh, good
I'm
grief.
telling you, I'm a full-time reseller, buddy. I'm
Right.
not no 3/4 reseller. I got work.
You ain't got time to be playing around with
I ain't got time to goof off.
toys on YouTube.
There you go.
Well,
no,
I'll
we
be,
did. We
I'll
did.
be full time again next week.
That's right.
Mm.
No,
But,
we're at like 106 now, and that's because 1 Foot Flipper went and mentioned it in one of his Facebook groups, and they all come over, and I had like 96, and all of a sudden I'm sitting at like 103, and I'm like, what in the world? I thought I had another week before you was going to be able to bring it up.
Well, no. I told you as soon as you got over 100. Actually, the deal was as soon as you hit 100, you was going to drop your video. Well, that was a week ago.
No, when I hit 100, I'm going to put out a video. I didn't say when.
Oh,
so keep watching. 2027, there'll be a video.
Start counting down.
I didn't say what kind of video. It's going to be a replay of CM Punk.
Just take a clip out of this, and
I'm just going to replay the CM Punk DVD you just got over and over on loop for like 2 hours. That'll be my first video.
Mm-hmm. I think there's copyright infringements there.
I'll put your face on CM Punk, and it'll be okay.
That'd be awesome. Oh no, never mind. That somebody's already doing that right now.
Oh, you just wait. I've got an editor now. Yeah, buddy. Yep. You're going to be in my first video, Mr. CM Punk.
Well, congrats on the 100, by the way. Yeah. I mean, that is a big deal. It is a big deal, especially for somebody that's never put out a video.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess it is.
But
yeah, thanks, Paige, for mentioning me.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs to shout out the podcast, but after this episode, I don't think I want him to send anybody new over for this episode. Maybe wait till next week and we'll try to be a little better next week. But you did want to talk about a little bit about fourth quarter, because we are technically at the time of filming this, 4 days away, 5 days away?
Yeah, and I feel like it started here.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, it started here on Friday, ended Saturday and Sunday, and started back Monday.
Well, I mean, no joke. I had 2,200 in sales in the last 7 days, and one of those days was $100.
Yeah.
So really seems like fourth quarter's here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Are you going to continue to try to do the 20 listings a day?
I failed yesterday. That's the first. I've missed about 5 days all year. Yesterday was one of them, and that's because the water heater started leaking in the house Sunday as I was leaving to go to church, and I, didn't have time to do it in between church, so I done it yesterday, and the fittings I was using was not correct, so it kept leaking. So got the new water heater, got the correct hoses, and everything's good. So I literally didn't even leave my house to go outside till like 6 o'clock yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even come to the shed. Besides, we packed everything. I hauled it off, and I was in the house from like 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Besides running to the parts stores and stuff, I was in there working on it all day, and I just couldn't get it fixed. And finally I did. And then I did drop my 20 today. My draft bank is depleted. It's gone. I got it back up to 7 items, because let me just tell you, when you're dropping 20 a day,
it's hard.
It will wipe out your draft bank in a heartbeat.
I mean, even dropping the 10 a day,
if
I hadn't kept all those back that I ended and relisted, I would have been caught up too. But that was actually, I don't know. A lot of people would disagree with that, because those items can't be sold until they're active listings, right? I get that.
I totally get that argument.
I mean, I do. I get that. I understand that. But when you live a busy life, if you're a full-time reseller, you got time to list every day.
No, you don't. I know.
Well, I mean, yeah. If all your responsibility was reselling, if that was the only responsibility you have was reselling, you could list that.
I can do it. I can do it.
But I don't know about how many other people out there, but I live in the real world where I have other responsibilities. What if your water heater breaks? Guess what? So that's where having that draft bank, I'll argue that till I'm blue in the face. I think it is handy. I think it is important. I think it is a good idea.
Don't tell Biscuit Butt.
Oh, Biscuit Butt, not about it.
No, him and Ben went back and forth on it on their podcast, the locker room, resellers locker room,
reseller locker room,
reseller locker room. They went back and forth. He thinks it's a waste of time. Ben's all about it. There's kind of back and forth. At the end of it, Ben said, "That's it. I'm dropping all 100 and whatever tomorrow." And I don't know if he really did or not, but I mean, I get both sides of it too. Yeah, you can't sell it unless it's listed, but at the same time, I've got some numbers. My 31 days went up 72%.
Right.
In 10 days of 20 a day.
Well, here's my argument. I mean, I've argued this 1,000 times. I'm gonna argue it again. If you can list every day or pretty consistently, let's just say you have time to list 4 or 5 days a week, by all means, I think you would be wasting your time by doing a draft bank.
Yeah.
But if you can only list 1 or 2 days a week, which is usually what I do, sometimes once a week is the only time I list, I think draft banks make sense. That way you drop how many ever, you're still getting that, activity every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do, because usually on a typical week, I list on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So I list, I mean, I make time for listing usually Monday through Friday. Friday, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Thursday we're yard selling, but if I'm not out like all day long, I'll get some done Thursday. But I just like what you just said, just in case I don't get home till late Thursday and I don't get to do it Friday and I don't get to do it Saturday and I don't do it Sunday, it's nice to have that cushion.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, if you can list every day, that's fine. List every day. It don't matter.
I will say this also, to each their own. I don't think it's wrong to drop everything all at once. If that's the way you want to do it, do it. If that's what brings you.
Yeah, but I mean, you see the point though. I mean, let's just say Tuesday was the only day you had to list.
Yeah.
Would you just list 20 items on Tuesday and then the rest of the week you just wouldn't list?
I wouldn't.
I mean, I wouldn't. So that's why I do a draft bank. Now,
but now it's really hard.
So Biscuit Butt, you're wrong.
I didn't say that.
Caleb said that.
This guy.
Wrong way.
How about that guy?
Caleb's pointing to the back of his shop like I'm back there behind him somewhere.
That's where the doors over
there.
Yeah. Oh, you've heard of Osborne to Thrift, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One time I was listening to him, and he said he didn't have a defined amount that he listed every day. He just listed something every day, whether it be 3, 10, 20, whatever.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, and he blew up, on eBay, not just on YouTube, but his eBay was like $200,000 in 30 or 90 days. Now, I don't know how much he spent to get to that.
Right.
And where he lives, he's got a whole bunch of thrift stores.
He's full-time, though.
He is full-time. He's no 3/4.
See, I done got a plan. Every time someone talks about my sales or talks about my business, that's going to be my answer from now on. I'm not full-time no more. But
just say this. Say, I'm not full-time, but I am the best in the world.
I am the best in the world. CM Punk. Let's look at that again. I don't know.
I'm just going to stand around screaming, Omaha, Omaha.
Yeah. What do you guys think that's watching on YouTube? Does OSP look like CM Punk? There's the screenshot. Yeah. That might actually be. There it is. There's our thumbnail.
Smirk a little bit.
How's that?
There you go.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll
throw up
in my situation.
Wolf pack for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. Everybody should do it their own way. There is no right or wrong, 100%. But if you only have time to list 1 day a week, I think draft bank is the way to go.
What do you know? You're just 3/4 of a reseller.
I'm not a full-time reseller. Go ask a full-time reseller.
Yeah, you don't know.
All right, next thing you wanted to talk about was a photo booth for pictures.
And we're not talking about the one you stand in there and kiss each other. And
No. That's how I met Shannon, actually.
You met her in a photo booth?
Yes, she
Like
was
walked in, she's
at
in
a photo booth. I paid $100. I kissed her, and I was such a good kisser. She wanted to date me.
She must have never kissed anybody else in her life.
That's not the truth. That is not the truth. Next week, no, not next week because we got Ben on. The next week we'll talk about how we met our wives.
Oh my gosh!
I actually met Shannon at a garbage can. That is a true story.
Oh,
First time I ever met her was at the garbage can in the high school lunchroom.
wow. That's very romantic of you, Chris.
Romantic, yes. Super romantic story.
Well, you done gave away your whole content.
No. There's more to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't. Yeah.
So, photo booth, you not happy with your eBay pictures?
Well, I mean, it's hard. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm gonna pull something out right here.
And we almost sound like a reselling podcast right now.
We're getting close.
Not bad for a part-time reseller.
Check this out, right?
Proof set.
That
is a coin proof set.
That's what that is. I can't get it straight. I'm really trying.
That's a 92.
1992 proof set.
I was close. I said,
you know how hard it is to take a picture of that? It looks like this.
It shines like Caleb's forehead.
It really does. Look at that. Boom, boom.
Wait, is that the coin set or is that your forehead?
But my point is, that's funny. But my point is,
sorry. we've got to read our text messages too before the show went on because I really got you good on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What a friend.
But go ahead. Tell us your proof set here.
So if you take a picture of that without a photo booth, you get a lot of glare.
Yes, that is true.
Look at it right there. That's what you end up with.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard to photo that. We've run into that problem. So we was looking into buying a photo booth where we could have a way to picture smaller stuff. You know, I think the one I was looking at is like a 24-inch photo booth, whatever.
That's not
a photo booth. Yep.
Yeah.
And
I've had one forever. Never use it.
But yeah, you just, is that, I don't think it's necessary, but I'm wondering if it would help on stuff like that, because I know it would give a cleaner picture and it would get the glare out of it because, obviously you're above the light, so you don't have the shadows and all that stuff, and you can get at an angle behind. What does that look for? Scaring me a little bit with that look.
Big sale.
Oh, big sale.
Big sale.
Big sale. What'd you say?
It's so funny too, and I swear I did not plan this or know this. I just checked my phone just then. I've got it on silent. But look what sold.
No way. We was just talking about him.
Marvin the Martian's going bye-bye, guys.
He's $100.
He sold for full price, $109.99.
Jeez. Well, good for you. I just had a return get opened up. So that should be your thumbnail right there.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Marvin the Martian sold. It's so funny, though, that we're talking about photo booths, because if anybody's listening, because Caleb, I told him to go there and look at my Marvin the Martian photo, because I have on the first picture, because I'll be honest with you, the first picture is the only thing that really matters on eBay as far as I'm concerned, unless you're, you got some description issues you want to photo or whatever. But, as far as search, Google and all that, your first picture is the only picture that matters. But I used an app called Photo Room.
Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, Reseller Information Network. Shout out to those guys, because they was the ones that turned me on to that app. And yes, you can use these photo booths, and you can actually have this one, Caleb, if you want it. I think this one's I think it's 18 by 18.
How sweet.
I mean, it does, 90% of, actually it's only about 17. But anyways, I used to use it for everything.
You don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Okay. But
I don't know what that means, but I don't
either. But I have no idea what it has to do with anything we're talking about. But you can use that and you can have that. But I'm telling you right now, if you guys have not checked out Photo Room for your pictures, you want to talk about white background. It's absolutely perfect. Now, Marvin the Martian, I did not use a white background. I actually put him in a background with planets. He's a Martian, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, and his name's Marvin. And it looks absolutely crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm just using their free version. So Photo Room's in the corner of my eBay pictures. But Eric, Tim, Cernock, and all those guys, they use the paid version. They have a link for it. I don't get any kind of affiliate money for it, but they do. But it also saves you some money. Code RIN. I think all caps too. Code RIN. I have no idea how much it costs. I have no idea how much the code saves you, but it's worth checking out. And I'm probably, instead of using that photo booth, because I'll be honest, pictures ever since I moved in the shed, that's kind of been one of the things I have put on the back burner as far as fine tuning my pictures.
Yeah.
But they need some work. They do. I'm lazy with picture taking. Very much.
I'm so lazy. Tanya does it.
Well, that's even truer. But you might want to check out Photo Booth or Photo Room. But I'll give you that Photo Booth because
I appreciate that.
I usually just throw my stuff over there on that table, turn a couple of ring lights on, and snap a picture. But I know what you're talking about with the reflection and stuff because I sell a lot of video games and a lot of DVDs.
It's hard.
If you put those ring lights on a DVD or something like that, I mean, you can see the ring light. So you have to turn them off, and it's like, I just like to throw it up here, take a picture, run it through Photo Room, and just do that. So I don't know. I'm thinking about that's probably going to be my next purchase in the reselling business. It's just a subscription to that.
I think it's probably worth it. I mean,
you have to admit the picture of Marvin the Martian is cool.
It is. I think the one with the hat that you showed me was even better. Like
on the football field.
Yeah.
You need to go on Tim and Cernock's store.
They got some crazy good pictures.
And Eric too, OBX. It's unbelievable what they do with some of theirs. And then, you say, well, that don't really matter. Well, if this is not a good example, but if you've got a hat and you've got 10 hats of the same hat listed and you're going down that listings, what's going to grab your eye? The hat, the picture of the hat on the floor, the picture of the hat with the all white background, or the picture of the hat on the football field. That football field's going to grab your attention.
Yep.
So, and it's all about getting people to, if your prices are competitive, then you got to get that person to click on your listing. And I was thinking, me and Eric's talked about this quite a bit. I believe if your pricing is competitive and you're selling something that has quite a bit of competition, with that Photo Room picture, you could possibly promote less because your picture is going to stand out so much.
True. That could be
that you could save the money on the promotion, not promote at all. I'm not saying that, but promote less. Maybe you're not the top listing. Maybe you're the 7th, 8th listing, 9th listing. People's going to scroll down there and look, and they're going to say, man, that's a lot of people click on it just to see the picture.
Yep. I think as long as you're on that first page, you're pretty safe.
You're pretty safe.
Pretty well safe.
But, there's a difference between being safe and standing out too.
That's true.
Do you just want to be safe, or do you want to really stand out? If you want to stand out, Photo Room's the way to go. I truly believe it. And I mean, I've thought about talking about that as a topic before, but really the reason I've not done it is because I don't know enough about it. But AI is kind of taken over eBay and stuff and reselling. And that's kind of AI generated backgrounds.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. I mean,
it's going to be it's going to be a game changer in the future. It already is, honestly.
It might make you back into a full-time reseller.
5/8, 7/8, somewhere in there.
5/8.
Next week I'll have that as my little name under my name. I'll have like 7/8 or something. I'm back to being 7/8.
Oh my goodness.
15/16, but that's as far as I'm going.
Okay, comment of the week.
Comment of the week.
I want to go first because I'm afraid you'll steal mine.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right. Mine is from Ivanji6314, which is our friend Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Hey guys, great podcast, very entertaining, and I almost guarantee if Chris takes a bath in mustard, you can get enough people to share, and you guys would be monetized overnight, so he should do it." My response to that was, I am in 100% agreement with this.
Right. Well,
can we get a bathtub in your shed and mustard you up?
No, I don't. Let me just go ahead and answer that with a no. I don't want that to ever happen. That sounds like some kind of nightmare.
Right. That did come out exactly right.
It sounds like a nightmare. Thanks. I'll be dreaming about that.
Oh boy.
I'll wake up, be like, Shannon, I just had the worst dream of my life. Oh, I'd really be worried about this conversation, but it's an hour and 10 minutes in, and after all we've been through tonight, there ain't a person listening. There's no way. Oh my goodness. But comment of the week, yes.
I think that was it right there.
Oh. Yeah, that may have been it. Breeze Flipper. I love this. So I appreciate this. First, I want to say I really enjoy your podcast. You're one of the podcasts I listen to in the mornings when I am getting in my bike ride before work. Do you do a bike ride before you work, Caleb?
Oh, you know it.
Here's my opinion on the full-time reseller conversation. Wait, that ain't even the comment I wanted to read.
That mustard comment got you all messed up.
Oh man. Wait, where is that comment?
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I've lost my comment of the week. He did say I won the dad joke, so I appreciate that.
That's why you wanted it.
No, I wanted to read this one. Oh man, I'm all messed up tonight, man.
I know.
Yeah, here it is. James Krantz 4246. Chris, just so you know, I've been subscribed to you for about a year and a half. That's how I found out Caleb was on YouTube. Now listen to this. Old School Picker and Harry Tornado were some of the first I started watching when I started researching my eBay. Y'all were my first generation of channels, so in that sense, you beat Commonwealth Picker and ADH Dave.
You got mentioned in the same sentence as Harold Tornado. Is that his name?
Yes. Is he a full-time reseller? I don't think
so. No, man, he's a full-time YouTuber is what he
is. That's the second time I've been mentioned in the same conversation with Harold. The first time was not very pleasant.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
So to be mentioned on the positive side of Harold Tornado.
Something like that.
Tomato.
Dave comes up with crazy stuff.
That is pretty big. I appreciate that.
Yeah, now if you can just get like half of his subscribers to come over here.
If I could get a tenth of his subscribers. Yeah. How many is Harold Tornado up to?
A ton. I don't know. I haven't looked in forever. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Nothing against
Don't scare him off now.
Yeah, nothing against Josh. I just don't watch a lot of YouTube. I'm too busy being a full-time reseller while guys like you are over there watching YouTube and playing on their little megaphone toys. No, why did I bring that up?
378,000.
Is that all? Yeah. Is that all? We just take one digit. Let's just take the 7,000.
70. I'd take that on the Old School Picker channel.
Yeah, 70,000, 7,000. Why don't you call your buddy Josh and see if he'll just mention us?
I don't know Josh, and I don't know Josh personally, and I bet Josh don't know me personally or anything else.
He's like, Old School who? He's like, is that Jimmy?
Who was that dropped that Hey, James, go over to tell Harold that Two Old Guys was talking about him, and we need about. I'll just take 1,000 of his subs here, but on the
Yeah.
Old School Picker channel, I need about. Give me 10,000 over there.
We need some pocket change from Mr. Tornado.
No, I mean, I tell you what. Say what you want to. Anybody can say what they want to about him. Boy works.
Yeah.
He works.
He's getting after it. Well, if you're doing that much, you're getting after it.
Well, I mean, he's putting out videos, every couple of days.
Yeah.
His last video 2 days ago, 53,000. 5 days ago, 88,000. 8 days ago, 58, 92, 74. I mean, he's 50 to 100,000 every video. That's
until he's hitting 300 and 400 on the podcast. I don't want to hear about success.
Oh, his podcast is horrible. We have a better podcast than he does.
That's because he put out one episode in a year.
Yeah, well, that's true. No, I'm joking. I actually, one of the guys that he has the podcast with, Joey Bada Bing, I used to know Joey pretty good. We used to talk quite a bit. He used to do a live working hangout on Monday nights, I think, Tuesday nights, Monday night, I don't know. And I used to go in there and talk to him a lot. And he used to comment on my videos every now and then, but he's kind of, I don't see him on YouTube quite as much as I used to. So. Yeah, I like Joey. Joey's a good friend. Joey does know who I am.
I don't know who Joey is, so.
Joey Bada Bing 22, I think it is.
Bada Bing's a cool last name, though.
Oh, yeah.
Bada Bing.
Well, I don't think that's really.
You know what that reminds me of? Feel the bang. Diamond Dallas Page. Bang. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
Joey's not put out a video in 8 months.
That's probably why I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Speaking of James that you was talking about there, that is actually Jamie that I mentioned last week that married the girl from my church. Yeah, James Krantz, Jamie.
Oh, well, then the comment's not as good. You just ruined it for me. Because you told him about me.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh, okay. You're back in, James.
Yeah, he's back in. No, I don't remember who talked to who, but this is kind of how the story goes.
Yeah, he says he found you on YouTube.
Through you.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't tell him that I was on YouTube. Yeah. I was afraid people would find out I was hanging out with you and they would like.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine why, especially after tonight.
No, but okay, I'm going to butcher this story, but I'm going to.
Do you know these people personally or not?
I know these people personally. I've known them for years.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell them about you. They found you.
You just crushed me. Here I thought I was some big YouTube star with Harold Tornado.
Well, he found you all by himself. I didn't know leading, guiding, and directing in that.
He's lying, folks. He's just trying to make me feel better.
No, I've been trying to cut your legs out from under you and make you even shorter than you are.
I don't have much room to.
That's right. Lose. Okay, so Jamie and Becky, he left his job. The church they attend has a thrift store that supports a men's home that's a ministry through their church, right? And the thrift store, the money that's made through the thrift store is their income comes out of that, and then the men's home is what benefits from that. Okay. So Jamie became the director or the whatever. They run the thrift store. And they came up here and wanted to see the shed. This is way back, probably 2 years ago. And I still didn't tell him about you. So it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yeah, you're welcome. But anyway, they came up here to a thrift store to get some ideas. And they came to the eBay shed to get some ideas because he was going to try to eBay for the company, for the thrift store, the really good items and get top dollar and then sell some stuff in the store too. So last time I heard, their sales had went way up. They were doing really, really good in the thrift store because they had learned some tricks of the trade. And he is selling stuff on eBay and doing good too. So yeah, really cool. And I need to shout out Brian and Thomas because I'm sure they'll be watching too because I think it was Thomas, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, said to his mother, Becky, on last week's episode, Mom, that guy looks a lot like Grandma's preacher. And she's like, well, it is, son. That is Grandma's preacher. And he was like, what, really? And then we said their names, and he's like, they're talking about you. So, hi, Thomas. Hi, Brian. Say hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Talk to them through the megaphone. They'll like that.
What's their names?
Brian and Thomas.
Brian
and
Thomas. Hello, Brian and Thomas.
Oh, they'll love that.
Oh, yeah, they'll love that. No, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all our comments. I love reading our comments. Really.
I just think that Jamie needs to go create a couple accounts on Google for the boys where they can subscribe to.
That's right. Get your kids to open up YouTube accounts and subscribe to this. That's for everybody.
That's for all of you.
Yeah, we just need 250 more.
Yep. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
We better shoot for about 270 because we probably lost 20 at the first 30 minutes of this episode.
We might need 300 or 400 after this. I don't know.
Reckon people will start figuring us out and they'll be like, I'm just fast forwarding through that first 30 minutes because it's total nonsense. I really come in with the thought of talking reselling.
And here I come.
30 minutes. No. It's squirrel. It's that squirrel syndrome.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
You talking about Kristen? Rural squirrel.
Yeah, rural squirrel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She commented on our last video.
Yeah.
Or, well, one of the ladies did from the.
I think it was. Yeah, it was one of them. We like them both.
Yeah,
good ladies.
I do like them. I can't.
They're a whole lot prettier than we are too.
Yeah. Everybody's prettier than we are. I can't believe Marvin the Martian is going bye-bye.
He was looking awful mad. Just look at him. Look how mad he looks. I got a turkey. I got a little turkey. I can hug my turkey.
Yeah, believe it or not, my wife said, in the middle of me playing with all my toys yesterday, my wife said, she just looks at me and I mean, just serious as serious can be. And you know me with always the greatest comeback. She's like, there is seriously something wrong with you. Yeah. And you know my comeback. What's that say for you? You married me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
Oh, no.
I did. One more little surprise here. Let me get it. We're forgetting something. We did comment of the week. We didn't do that
dad joke. I'm fixing to roast you real good right here.
I'm going to beat you down.
Are you? You going to have a double header? A back-to-back?
Yeah. So here is the conversations that me and Caleb have before showtime. This was earlier today. Today is Tuesday. And he starts out with, and sometimes it's me and sometimes it's him. And he said, let's see. He wrote, are we on for 6:30 tonight? And I said, yes, already got it scheduled. He said, cool. I'll try to be there on time. And I wrote, you'll be late. I already know that. Caleb wrote, give me a chance. And I wrote, in true old school picker fashion, I did. It's called the first 23 episodes.
I was on time once.
On time. I don't want on time. Notice I scheduled tonight's for 6:25 instead of 6:30.
Without telling me.
Yes. Well, no. Because if I want you here at 6:30, then I've got to tell you 6:25.
That ain't how I work.
Oh.
I'll still be late.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And he wrote, yeah, okay, burn. He told me I burn him. And I wrote, it's okay. You are going to hate me by the time this day is over anyways, because that's when I got the box of Kathy's toys that she sent me out. And I was like, oh, it's on tonight.
It's on like
I really planned on doing it just the whole episode. I really did, but I could see where it got really annoying really quick. I was getting on my own nerves.
That's impressive.
Trump that.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
All right, dad joke. Can you trump it with a dad joke?
Maybe. You go first.
Okay.
You won. You got to go first, right?
Yeah. Okay. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? You know, Pinocchio's nose.
Uh-huh.
Why can't that really happen?
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Oh, Lord.
I know it takes a while. Nobody knows?
No.
Oh,
That's a good answer, though.
yeah.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot.
It's pretty good. That's
That's
not
pretty good.
That's not bad.
Hold on. Let me make it a little bit better.
Yeah,
That was weak. That's better.
that's a little better.
All right, your turn.
So I put my grandma on speed dial the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I call Instagram.
See, here's the thing with your dad jokes. You don't give me a chance to answer them.
I'm not ever going to.
Yeah, I see that. I always ask you a question in my dad joke.
Okay, why did I put my grandma on speed dial the other day?
Because Instagram.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
All right, leave it in the comments who won this week's dad joke. I am the defending champion. I am
One-time champion.
the best in the world.
Over here's the 22-time champion
No,
versus the one-time champion.
you would be acting like you're Ric Flair or something. No. I think I've won 2 weeks in a row. I really do. I think I did.
For what was the best iteration of the Four Horsemen?
Man, I'm old school. I really liked Ole and Arn Anderson.
Hard to pass up the brothers.
Yeah, and then of course Tully Blanchard and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I loved Ole because
obviously,
people forgot to tell Ole it was fake.
Dude was rough.
He just went in there and beat people up.
Have you ever seen? And we're back to being a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, wrestling.
I'll ask you this, and then I'll stop.
Okay.
Did you ever see Scott Steiner do the Steiner screwdriver on people? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Pick them up like a suplex, but he would turn them where their stomach was against his chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he would just drop into a pile driver. It was pretty cool.
Sounds
he made it. It's very safe. He made it. Well, Scott Steiner wasn't notorious for being the most safe.
No, that's true too.
You know, he's like wrestling a pit bull, but
yeah. I think he could have possibly had some roid rage going on there for about a decade.
Muscles had muscles that had muscles on them. So, I mean, dude looked like he was chiseled right out of granite. I mean, he had to be on steroids.
His brother, Rick,
the dog face gremlin.
Yeah, has a son at NXT that's getting ready to be on the main show.
Yeah.
He's really good and really big.
Is he?
Popularity big.
Oh.
Yeah. He's gonna I don't know if he'll be like Roman Reigns, that type, but he's gonna be in that, at least that upper. He should be. I'll say that. You never know with McMahon what he do. But he should be in that upper echelon of at least the mid card guys. But possibly, I think he might be a world champ one day.
Big dude, huh? Big dude.
Well, yeah. He of course, you know how they are when they down in NXT and then they come up to the main roster and they just kind of destroy them. It seems like. But yeah, he's really good. Anything else?
I think that cleared the paper. It's gone. Make sure to tune in next week, episode 25.
25.
A milestone 25.
25. Special guest. Rocky Top Picker. Go over, subscribe to his channel, and tell him you can't wait. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. I forgot. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Shout out once again, Grams and Pops Vintage. My last episode. I totally forgot about this. My last episode of the OSP video where I'm belly aching over being a full-time, part-time reseller. I talk about the channel memberships. He signs back up for the channel membership, and you know what he wants on his tag name?
Probably, if I was guessing, Grams and Pops beep.
No, that'd be good. Reseller Click Clickbait Podcast,
Oh.
the #1 reselling podcast. That's what he wants on it. So shout out Corey and Graham and all the guys over at Reseller Clickbait Podcast. I'm gonna hook you up.
You can change mine.
Nah, you stay
to say Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, the real #1 podcast.
The really real #1.
The really real.
I think it's understood.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we don't say that.
Not only are we the best reselling podcast, we're the 5th best wrestling podcast.
I dare.
Without even trying to be.
That's right. I dare anybody to challenge our wrestling knowledge from the 80s on.
Yeah.
Till about 2005.
Yeah, I know a little bit of recent stuff. A little bit.
I mean, I know.
Where I kind of got lost was probably 2001 to about 2015.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a blank for me.
I mean, I know a little now.
I know a ton of 80s. I know a ton of 90s. And I know I'm pretty up on it over the last 4 or 5 years. But there was about a 10, 15 year period where I went through this spell where I was pretending to be an adult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that didn't work out too well for me.
Yeah, that's hard. Being an adult's hard.
I don't like it. I refuse.
You just need
Not only am I 3/4 of a reseller, but I'm 3/4 of a kid as well.
7/8.
Yeah, for me. You're right. All right. So shout out to all these people that we talked about. So thank you guys. Remember to join us next week. Can't wait. Should I break out the microphone for Ben?
You should introduce him with it. You should be like, welcome to the podcast, Rocky Top Picker.
Rocky Top Picker.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. It's a bad idea. Thank you guys for joining us. Episode 24 in the books. Thank you guys. After I hit end recording, me and Caleb talked for about 10 minutes, and I always tell him that's the best episode we've ever done. And I'm usually right. I'm not telling you that this week. Thank you guys for joining us. 2 Old Guys out.